Hey, this is Stacia, and I'm going to share a training game that I played on Lichess.org as part of my Rise to 2000. This game I played someone rated 1988 with a question mark after it, so who knows? But okay, let's have a look at it. I played one e4, went e5, knight f3, and I saw knight f6. Which is the Petroff defense, also known as the Russian game. This move is a counterattack, so I do take the pawn here, and they kick me away. Now I almost played this move. I almost did. This is called the Cochrane Gambit, but it's a little dubious. This is a 30-minute game. I was like, I like playing that in Blitz, but I don't know about a 30-minute game, so I simply retreated with knight to f3. They took my pawn, and now knight c3. This is the Nimzovich defense, or Nimzovich attack, rather. And sort of the point is that black can take and give us double pawns, but in return they move their knight a lot. And we might have double pawns, but we have very active bishops and our knight's on the best square. And let's look at the black pieces. They haven't moved yet. so yeah, it's just equalish, but white has like attacking chances and stuff like that. So they played bishop e7, developing, bishop d3, bishop g4, pinning. I wasn't so sure about this move because I feel like this trade would be nice for me, whether I take with the queen or take with a pawn, opening the g file. I felt both would be welcome development. So I just went bishop e3 here, and they castled. So I was happy to see this move too, because sometimes black will wait to determine where their king will go. But now I know the king's address. I know where he lives. So I'm going to send him some mail in the form of a pawn storm. And I'm going to go queenside. Okay. So h3. Yeah, I'm like, no, really. Take my knight. I want to open my g file. He said, no, thank you. And I said, queen d2. No, really. You can double my pawns. And he said, okay. So now I might have double pawns and more double pawns. But I believed that I was at least equal here because I have the open g file towards the king. I have two bishops, and I have better development. If you look at these pieces, my pieces are more active and better. My bishops are aimed at the king side, my queen's aimed at the king side, my pawn's ready to march. I'm ready to castle, bring the other rook here. Rawr. So yeah, and the engine actually agrees with me, and it says white is plus 0.7. So I'm glad I got that right. Okay, so knight to d7 was played. I castle queenside. And now knight to e5, attacking my bishop and my pawn. Oh no, it's a fork. Now we could just move our bishop. We protect the pawn. And we also protect against this, which I didn't want to see. So, okay. Queen d7. Black is playing nice. I kind of like how they're playing. They're making sure the rooks are connected. The knight here seemed a little weird to me, but on the other hand, if they wanted to go queen d7 and the knight was here, I could take it and win their queen. So I did push this pawn because the knight in the center is annoying. So let's get him out of there. Yeah, and I felt this was a little risky because I could try this now. But they could also try this, which they do get in. I first moved my rook, though. I see. Okay. So the engine was telling me that I had something better here. Let's see. What could it be? I definitely thought about h4. This is a sacrifice, but I felt like they can't really take it. Could they take it? let's say they take with a knight. Well, I actually thought about this move, which the engine doesn't like because of g6. Okay, but what the engine wants to do is rook h2. So I guess we're going to do this and say, you know, what are you doing? You just opened the H file. Now I have the H file and the G file. One for each of ya. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I probably should have played H4. It's more my style. But I did just play this first. And he now was able to play bishop H4, which blocks my H pawn. So now I just have the G file. But if you're watching the game, I thought this might be interesting, but I was a little worried about F5. Well, this does happen. F5, and what to do? I decided to go rook G2, which is the top engine move, and they went B5. Wow. Yeah, B5 is a blunder, and it's because of what I did in the game. I could now win a pawn with queen D5 check, king over, bishop takes B5. Now, he can't really block because that's a fork. So that I saw. But he can play this, queen c8. Wow, and now I see the top engine move is pretty crazy. I played rook hg1, which is a very natural move. A very sane move. The engine wants to play a crazy move, and I'm going to turn it off now so we can analyze it. Rook takes g6. Wow. I mean, I looked at this move the whole game, but I didn't see anything all that promising. And I have no clue what that does. Like, why is that a good move? I truly don't know. I'm just going to ask the engine. I am at a loss. I mean, the white pieces are not, like, ready to punish this. It says bishop c6, rook d1, a4, everything's winning. It likes bishop c6. Okay, I thought here. It does want to take this. I saw this idea during the game, but I refuted it. Or so I thought. Oh, that looks pretty good, actually. Oh, when I looked at it, there was a knight on g6, and the knight took f4 and forked stuff. But if we sack the knight, this idea works. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, because I did see this idea. I saw this. And I thought after here, this move. So by taking the knight, we're allowing that tactic to work. Wow, I should have seen that. I really should have. But okay. This move is also just as strong though, so I'm not going to beat myself up too bad. Okay, that attacked my queen, but I saw it. Queen d1. I liked this move a lot. Let's see if it's the top move. Oh, it's not. It's not. Queen d4 was best. I was hoping it was though. Yeah, what are you doing about your pawn? Also, it's pinned. I thought bishop f6. But if bishop f6, wow. I did not see that. If they take our queen, we play bishop takes d4. And that's, we don't need a queen. Wow. That is really cool. Yeah, like this is going to be mate. So they have to play rook f6. We just take it. And then, yeah, what do they do? It says d5. Yeah, that means black has no moves. So That's mate. Wow. Yeah, I could learn a lot from this game. I need to get my tactics sharper. I really do. I've been working on them a little, but I still don't think tactically during the game enough. I think I need to do more of it. Okay, I usually think strategically, which is good, but it's not good if there's tactics that win, so. Okay, queen d1 is still winning for white. It's like +5 according to the engine. Okay, so let's go through this. I want to go fairly fast. I'm just going to leave the engine on. Yeah, g6. I checked. King over. Queen h5. Bishop f6. Yep, and bishop takes f6 is actually a blunder. So if you want to pause your video and find the winning move for white, go ahead and do so now. I'm a little upset that I didn't look harder at this. I glanced at this for sure, and I did not see how strong it is, but it's very strong. All we have to do is calculate. Rook takes g6 check. Gotta look at that. I'm a little upset I didn't look harder at this. Now, I probably thought pawn takes. So what? Well, we could go rook takes check again. Knight takes. So what? Yeah, but then we go queen takes check. Now, if bishop g7, that's mate, so they have to just move the king. But then bishop takes f6, and we've got the queen on that, so they can't take with a rook. We take, and that's check. And yeah, this is winning. It says mate 9. So I really wish I would have saw this idea. Yeah, that looks really good. They would have to take and take check. I like this position. Well, you know, I wonder if I would play this though, because they do still have a rook, but we have so many pawns, and the rook hasn't moved yet. It's not active. Queen's passive too. So I think I could live with this position. That king's not escaping us. Yeah, and it is a winning position. Okay. But I played bishop takes f6 a little too rash. Now the white position's still +3. I went here. It's not so good. Better was queen g5. But I play queen g5 now. It's still good. Rook over. Protecting the knight. h4. I want to go h4, h5. Queen there. h5. Rook over. Okay. Yeah, and my second blunder of the game. This one's a little more serious. This time I thought I saw a tactic, but I was low on time, and I didn't calculate it thoroughly enough. I played bishop takes, which at first glance looks pretty nice. Really does. If they take with a knight, I was thinking takes, and when they take here, that's mate. So that looks pretty good. I also thought if they take with a pawn, we go here, they have to take, and that's also mate. That's really good, but I missed why this doesn't work, which is after takes and queen takes, only now black should throw in that check, because that's a discovery on the queen, and this is what happened in the game. This is why I need to save my time for these moments instead of meaningless strategic slight advantages. Okay, anyway, that's my gripe against myself. But after check takes, they got my queen. But, you know, I'm going to fight on. Yeah, and here, they take with check, I hide. They take here, now they're threatening mate in 2. So I've got to make left. And they went here. Wow. Now, it turns out that this queen move is a blunder, because now the position is a draw. And it's because of what I did in the game, which is great. Instead, black had to find a really nice idea to win. So if you want to pause your video and see how black wins here, go ahead and do so now. So I think the problem with the black position is that the king can't move and the rook can't move. The rook's extremely passive. The white rooks are extremely active. The black queen's active, but by herself, she's not enough of a threat. So, rook h8. What a beautiful idea. The idea is that if we take with check, the black king takes our rook. And now the king is free. The white rook is a little bit silly. And, well, black has a queen. Black's going to win. They're just going to play that. So that move was critical. After this move, though, which did deal with what my threat was, I want to go here and here. Checkmate. But now, after g5, I take there. Now I'm threatening this. They stopped it. But now I have this move. I guess there's other moves too, which I didn't consider. It says rook a f7 check, rook h f7 check. I guess just checking the king. Oh, it just throws in that check and then does the same thing. So maybe to help skewer a little bit better. But anyway, now black has to give up their queen. The only question now, though, is can they give up their queen and still make a new queen? Because if they can do that, I'm lost. Well, I honestly didn't even see that I would have this check here, which is kind of sad. But okay, they pushed, check. I'm basically in time, barely. So time to race the king over. Okay, let's try to make our own queen. So now I should probably protect the pawn. So I did. But this does mean that I'm going to lose my rook. But that's okay because we've got a lot of pawns. So I sacked it. All these moves are right. Okay, I should take the pawn. This is right too. I should go king c5. Oh, I didn't. My move's good too. Okay, let's make a queen. Yeah, and here I thought I might be winning, but the engine says it was always a draw. I thought it might be winning because if he takes and I take, and my king's in front of this pawn, like if I can just get like here or here, I'll be winning, but he brought his king up, which is correct. Now, when I push my pawn, yeah, can't save that pawn now. You know, I had to give it up. There's no other moves here, but king c7, engine agrees. So when he takes this pawn, I make a queen, and king versus king is a draw. So, well, I was happy to get a draw, I guess, since I was losing after a failed tactic. So, yeah, that failed tactic, partially because of time pressure and partially because I didn't calculate thoroughly enough. I calculated 2 lines that were winning, and I forgot to calculate a Zwischenzug check. Very important to do. So that's a great reminder for me, and that does make me want to focus on calculation much more. So I think I will be focusing on that. But in the meantime, I did gain 2 rating points, so I will see you next time. All right, thank you. Bye.